Deltarune fan games. There's a lot of them out there. Just check Game Jolt and you'll see what I mean. Some I really love, some I fucking despise. And then you have games like Lonerune. Lonerune was a fan game made 4 whole years ago. That means it was made during... yeah. Lonerune was developed by a fella by the name of Mayhem Cats, whose last post was 3 years ago. Yeah, leave it to Dexter to be hip and trendy, playing what's new and fresh. I've been playing a lot of these fan games, and this one really stood out to me, for good and bad reasons, which is good enough for me to decide to make a video about it. So join me as we delve ourselves into the tale of Lonerune. Our story starts with text, a lot of it. And I'm just gonna spoil the fun right now, a lot of the story is told this way, much to my dismay. We play as Rousey, which, alongside the setting of the game, is the main gimmick. And it seems as if this story picks up right after the first fountain is sealed. Rousey talks a little about the prophecy, and is definitely feeling some doubts and guilt about the whole situation. It seems the fountain being sealed sent Rousey to some otherworldly dimension. More context will be added to that later. And then, Rousey decides to go full Sans Undertale and break the 4th wall. Yeah, I'm not a fan of this whole 4th wall thing, and unfortunately it's here to stay for the entire game. It's like he's staring right into my soul. After a bit more depressing Rousey text, we hit a save point, and are rewarded with more text. Rousey is sorry, and he wants everybody to know it. Too bad nobody came. We're then met with a cutscene set to a somber piano tune, filled with art of Rousey braving this strange white void of a world, albeit in very different art styles. It's got that feel of being hit with ice-cold water. Rousey's lost, and there's no fast or easy answer to his situation. Just wind and trees in this monochromic, barren landscape. And then we're hit with a title card! It's a soft transition that honestly hits pretty well. The wildly differing art styles is a bit jarring, but I can forgive it since I know art is hard, and more than likely multiple different people were working on this. Then, we're met with Rousey's diary, which means yes, more storytelling. The world's gone blank, and it seems like Rousey is starting to lose his mind a little bit. I don't know if this is the intended effect, but he's clearly lost grip on time and reality as he knows it, and that's not exactly what the Saint of Mind are known for doing. And before we go on, I should mention I'm going to be skipping over a lot of the text. These videos take time to make, and I ain't got time to comment on every text box. I encourage you to download and play the game yourself if you want the full, unadulterated story. I left a link in the description. We're put into the first world, and after a little inspirational Rousey dialogue, we set off. And immediately, my first major gripe with this game is shown off. No diagonal movement, not in the overworld, not in fights. I feel like there is little reason for a game like this to not have diagonal movement, so I'm not gonna be light on it. This is poor design.
I'm sorry.
The wind blows and soft and quite frankly pretty gloomy music plays in the background. It's honestly pretty good. It really sets the tone for what this adventure is. Sad. The whole way through. No spoilers though as we get into our first encounter. Rousey talks with this sigil abomination, or at least tries to, and then... Wow, that music is bad. I don't even think you can make a personal preference remark there. It is just straight up hard to listen to. Besides that, it's our first fight. And right away, you'll notice mercy isn't an option. What? Is that not the entire point of a Deltarune and Undertale fan game? The option of kill or save? Why would you even make a fan game, especially one about Rousey, where your only option is to kill? Looking past that for now, you'll notice that there isn't a TP bar. Instead, it's just a flat number. This whole screen is just weird. Rousey is posing all JoJo anime style, and it all just feels so disconnected. How a fight goes in this game, you're attacking most of the time. Every time Rousey attacks, this weird and out of place, but also really cool and well drawn still of Rousey shows up. Then one of two things happen. You can just get attacked and lose health,
Boring!
or a proper Deltarune / Undertale fight will start, signified by this picture right here. Simultaneously, this is weird, but also a relief because wow, these attacks are not well made. Most of this stuff is just straight up asset ripped from Deltarune, with very badly made hitboxes to boot, but they're also extremely easy to avoid, give you free healing on the board, and they last so fucking long. This all culminates into a complete pushover of a battle experience. And because of how shit Ralsei's attack power is, every encounter lasts way longer than it feels like it should. And one more thing I should mention, the same few enemies just end up getting reused over and over, so this is probably the only time I'll talk about encounters, unless something else happens. Once the cards are defeated, it states that the foes have been pacified. So I suppose Ralsei isn't murdering these random creatures, but it still feels rather disappointing. Oh, also, now that music I was just praising, quite frankly, pretty gloomy music plays in the background. It's honestly pretty good. It's gone, and it's not gonna come back either. The overworld is just silent, besides the sounds from the UI or Ralsei. It's a huge letdown. After some encounters and a really lackluster puzzle, we find a key and an unsettling message. I feel I should add that most of the notes found in this game give off this eerie vibe. They're all torn and have some aspects to them that add to this horror vibe that the game already kind of had to begin with. Fast forwarding into an extreme close-up shot, and we approach a gate to use those keys on. Opening it, we find ourselves in our first encounter with a disclaimer. Not from the game, but from me. Because oh boy, there's some shitty light effects here that I feel like could be grounds for photosensitivity and epilepsy. So if you're susceptible to such a thing, look away now, and listen for this noise to signify it's over. We chat with this mysterious, flashy text being who says not to keep him waiting, and a portal awaits us for the next level. We're greeted with a dark forest. The ambience is spooky, and our vision is limited to Ralsei's magic light circle. Trademark. Immediately, I ran into this Triforce looking piece of shit.
Well, excuse me, princess.
And the game tells us we need to get 3 of them. So that's the objective of this area. Once we've collected the 3 pieces, we find that we've done some sort of ritual, and when we leave the room, we're now being attacked by spooky ass shadow monsters. And goddamn are they fast, like holy shit! Yeah, I won't lie, that actually creeped me out the first time. Based on the music and the attacks, something is clearly wrong here with these shadows. You know, besides their crack spawn rate. Another hilarious Ralsei quote, and we're sitting at the edge of the dark forest. Ralsei expresses some fear, and I express another epilepsy warning. And with that, we walk in. The edgy text man tries to rizz me up, and it's clear we're on the path to meet him. Another portal, and we enter level 3. I'll be honest, there isn't jack shit that happens in level 3. Just a bunch of encounters that is up until... yeah, Ralsei falls. That's another epilepsy warning as the edgy text man returns. He tries to lead us on that Ralsei died, but quickly we're shown that he's still kicking, and somehow fell into a 1-to-1 copy of the Chapter 1 cell. What? This feels like a very forced way to get the story on track to the castle, which is exactly what it does. Lancer shows up and reveals that everyone back home is fine, but they're all in complete darkness. He helps us blow up a wall, and we end up in level 4, baby. We walk down a hall and... What the fuck? Parkour? What kind of shit is this? Ooh, I can't wait. And... oh, are you fucking kidding? Alright, now that that's done. Yes, I impress more and more, I suppose. We're in an elevator. Seems like it could take a while, so... Oh shit, oh! Well, that was fucking weird. But hey, judging by this text, we're getting close to the end, and something big is coming up. We save, we walk, and we find... an OC. Well, this is interesting. I'll let this text encounter play out, for the sake of dramatic tension. Yeah, in a twist turn of events, Rousey straight up assaults the OC girl, Batty. Now, despite how wrong I feel this is, I have to admit it was a very good twist that actually surprised me a ton. Not only does he fight another living being, but he instigated it. And after a very long and absolutely not hard at all battle, she, for all intents and purposes, dies. And Rousey just moves on. With one final epilepsy warning, we encounter what has been this whole time the Knight. Of course, we don't see them, just more text, but to know they're standing just off in the dark, it's eerie. A lot of cliches and other things happen here that I won't go over, but everything takes a turn when Rousey is offered a deal. Yeah, Rousey sells everything to be granted a pass to the world of light. And in a crazy reveal, he emerges from the bunker, looking for Chris, and probably unleashing hell upon the light world. Lonerune is, quite frankly, all over the place. I'm not gonna lie. The gameplay is a drag, simply put. I don't have anything good to say about the gameplay besides how the art for everything looked. But the story is enough to at least make this worth checking out once. Even if it wasn't intended, this game has an eerie horror vibe to it that nothing has really been able to replicate. The whole game just feels wrong. Like some cosmic error has caused events on a catastrophic level to unfold. Rousey is so lost that eventually he sells away everything, just to hopefully have the chance of finding Chris. There are moments in this game, and they actually gave me chills a little bit. And I think there's something special here. It's unlikely we'll ever see a continuation of this story. Like I showed, the developer pretty much fell off the face of the earth. But at least there was something to experience here, if you can live with an admittedly unsatisfactory gameplay experience. But I've been Dexter. Hopefully you enjoyed this ride. I'd like to give a quick thank you to my members: Termix, Coffee Mug 34, Some Dumb Bunny, Adats, Xeon, Absnail, Jirao, Rousey Gaming, Silly Cat, Piper, Nero GMZ, Stop Now, Spiked S4M, Sinful, Doc Dingus MD, 90% Fox, and Eat My Birds. You guys help me make huge ass fucking videos like this one. If you'd like to become a member, It's only $3 a month, you'd support me greatly, you can be featured here amongst other things. And with all that being said, I wish you a good night.